Supernatural.
From Hasbro.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting installment of That New Toy Smell. Now today I've got a video review of Micro Aggression playsets. But before we get to that, we're going to have some news from Dan and Devall talking about C2E2. And then at the end of the show, we're going to be answering some fan questions. Because I know a lot of you guys want to know some really personal information about us. And we're ready to dish it out. But for right now, let's go over to the news desk with Dan and Devall.
What's up, guys? Welcome to That New Toy Smell. We're your hosts, Devall.
Pixel Dan.
See how we switched that up this time?
Whoa,
yeah,
backwards.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
So we just got back from C2E2. How was that? That was kind of awesome, right?
Tiring.
Exhausting.
Yeah, it was fun, though.
We
had a good time. We had a lot of fun. I met a lot of fans. Got to talk to a lot to which is pretty cool.
A lot of people. Yeah, that was great.
Saw a lot of crazy costumes.
Costumes. I love seeing the costume characters, man.
I didn't like seeing the male Phoenix.
That was kind of weird.
I was scared.
Male Phoenix, if you're watching, we apologize, but
they're scary. We got some cool stuff. You got this awesome shirt.
Oh yeah, you guys like my shirt?
Two girls,
hey,
one up.
You guys get it? Because it's hilarious.
I got this awesome hat.
You got a hat? Devall's got a new hat?
That's right.
Amazing.
That's right.
So we did a lot of cool things there. We like you said, we met a lot of cool people. We met a lot of our forum members, a lot of the viewers of the show, which was fantastic. Always great meeting some of the people that enjoy watching what we do.
We got to hear a lot of people go, Flava Dave!
Yeah, a lot of people hollering out for Flava Dave. We handed out a lot of the Pop Culture Network t-shirts, which was awesome. Yep. So if you guys haven't seen that video yet, you need to head on over to popculturenetwork.com.
Yeah, check it out.
That's there, as well as lots of other coverage. We've got comic panel coverage. We got lots of videos from the show. We've got photo galleries up. Lots of great stuff. If you missed the show, you should definitely head over to the site and check out the things that we saw.
Absolutely.
It was really, really cool. Ran into a lot of cool people. Had some cool chats with the folks at Tonner.
Yeah, as always, our friends at Tonner.
Talked to a favorite of mine, the God Beast.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't checked him out, godbeast.com. He does a lot of really cool custom casting of action figures and stuff. Really, really nice guy. Had a great time talking to him and meeting up with him. It was really, really cool. We attended a few panels. Got to go to the Diamond panel.
Yeah, which was fun.
Which was a lot of fun. We got some information on those Battle Beast mini-mates that everybody seems to be clamoring over.
That's right.
It was some interesting news. We basically found out that they acquired the license to Battle Beast just by doing a random search to see what...
They were just looking up names for old 80s properties that they figured that might be out there they could use in some form. Came across Battle Beasts.
Found out that
didn't have it anymore.
The rights had lapsed, so they purchased the name Battle Beast, and that's why they're making Battle Beast mini-mates now.
That's right.
Now, they did mention that they own it in name only, which means they're not going to be reissuing the old figures. They're not going to do the old vehicles play sets. Basically, they're just going to be creating their own new Battle Beast characters. They're making their own Battle Beast toys in the Mini-Mates style.
Which, I think I'm okay with, because the Mini-Mates style is really cool.
It is, and I keep saying that I really like how they've created these figures on the Mini-Mate bodies, but they don't necessarily look like Mini-Mates.
Right, they've added so much to them and kept the Mini-Mate articulation.
Yeah, the detail in the sculpting.
Look really great.
The detail in the sculpting is really good on these.
Absolutely.
We were lucky enough to pick up one of the free exclusives at C2E2, which differs from the one we got at Toy Fair.
Yeah,
so
completely different.
Two different figures now. They're both Gators, but they got different head sculpts. They're different colors.
Yeah.
They're really, really
One
cool.
has a gun.
One's got a gun, one's got a sword.
Yeah.
So they're really, really cool figures. They don't know what they're going to be doing with them yet. So they said hopefully in the next year or so they'll actually have a plan for the line. But as of right now, they're just kind of using it as a promotional tool.
Right.
You know, they're giving it out free for conventions. So.
Which is a good idea. It's a good way to get the word out there. And
it is.
They've got the word out there. Let me tell you what.
It's a good way to test the market to see if people would actually purchase them, I think. I think that's what they're doing with it. They did mention that the rub signs probably won't happen because it's something they probably don't have the rights to. That's the only disappointing bit of news for me.
Pretty much.
Not necessarily that they won't have the rub signs, but the fact that they're not even going to be doing the fire, water, wood thing.
Which again, I guess I'm okay with in the end, because after seeing the two different styles now, and I think I actually gave both of mine to you, so you actually own both of mine.
Yeah, Battle Beast.
I mean, I like them, but they weren't cool enough for me to go, I want to keep them.
I like them a lot.
I
think they're cool.
I appreciate what Diamond's done with them. They brought back a name from our childhood that not a lot of people remember, and if they do remember, they have fond memories of it. And even though these have nothing to do with that original line from Hasbro, they still are there in very much in essence.
And they still look like they've done a good job of still making the figures look like Battle Beast.
Yeah.
Like they look like updated Battle Beast sans the rub sign.
Right.
So, I mean, I like it, and I'm really excited to see what else they're going to do with it. So, really cool stuff.
That's cool.
But, yeah, we had a great time. We walked around. We met a lot of people. We bought a lot of stuff, spent a lot of money, you know, covered a lot of stuff for the site, but it was a great time, and all I can say is bring on the next one,
Hey,
right?
you bought a vintage Rancor.
I bought a vintage Rancor. Oh, man, I was so happy.
Flavor Dave got a vintage TIE Fighter.
Yes, yeah, both of us got, and with our boxes and everything, man. I mean, I was excited.
I ended up picking up that Toynami Voltron that I've been looking for a while. It was pretty cool.
You got me an awesome vintage Japanese Rock Lord in his box. This guy's awesome. Hooked me up, man.
He's cool looking.
So cool.
Very cool.
A lot of cool stuff, a lot of great dealers. So if you guys have an ability, are they
mutants?
Yeah, they're mutants. If you are able to attend the C2E2 convention next year, I would definitely recommend it. I think with this being the first one, we talked about it being a little mellow. I think it's only going to go up. I really do.
I think their attendance, if I remember correctly from what I read, was a little over 129,000.
So it's going to go up. I have no doubt that this is going to get more popular as the years go on.
Which they apparently were very pleased with. You know, they did well enough to where McCormick Place, they're going to come back next year. They were offering tables up to dealers at the end of the show for discounted prices for next year.
It was really well run. I think.
It
was a nice convention.
Yeah,
it felt nice. It just felt like it was really well organized. I mean, while it didn't have the attendance levels of some of the other cons like San Diego or even what Wizard World usually draws, it just felt like a nicer experience.
And you've got to think those conventions. San Diego has been going on since what, Dave? The 70s.
I think maybe even the 60s.
The late 60s, early 70s, and it's had time to build and build and build and build.
So this is a brand new
Wizard World Chicago Con was its own con before Wizard bought it, so it already had a fan base.
Yep.
New York Comic Con's blown up in the last couple years. So C2E2 honestly can only grow. I mean, they're not just going to do one show and not do it again. I mean, these are guys that have a lot of money behind them. They knew they were probably going to lose money coming out on the first run. They were very okay with that just to get the word out there, get people to see what it was, to get them excited for the next year, which hopefully that's what happens now, because we'll be back next year if it's back.
For sure.
We will be back next year. Hopefully staying closer next year.
We weren't too far away. We were like 10 minutes away.
It was an $11 cab ride either way.
Well,
that sucked.
Cool. Well, it was a great time, guys, and like
time.
we said, popculturenetwork.com. We have lots of coverage there. If you haven't seen any of the videos from the event,
lots more coming.
Still lots more to come. So
we have reviews coming up, exclusive C2E2 reviews coming up,
and
everything
else.
So.
Lots of cool stuff. But today, let's go ahead and jump into our video review segment, which is by Dirt this week. Our good friend Dirt.
Good friend Dirt.
Who is taking a look at the WWE Micro Aggression playsets. So let's check it out.
In November of 2008, we covered WWE Micro Aggression figures for that new toy smell. And we thought, hey, these are actually pretty neat. And it'd be really cool if we could get one of those big playsets to play with. Fast forward a couple years, and we've got the Elimination Chamber Microaggression playset, and the Crash and Bash 2-in-1 Battle Arena. Now both of these are incredible playsets, and they both come with 4 minifigures. They both also fold up for easy storage and transportation. They've got a lot of neat action features, and let's go ahead and start by taking a look at the arena. The Crash and Bash 2-in-1 Battle Arena comes with a John Cena, Shawn Michaels, Bobby Lashley, and Edge microaggression figures. But beyond that, there's tons and tons of stuff going on in this tiny little playset. You've got your ring out front, your Titantron, and your backstage area. Now, your fake Titantron does come with these little inserts that make it look like there's video playing, but of course they're cut into the trapezoid shape, so even though there's a picture on the back, you can't really flip it around. And on top of that, when the little pieces you use to stick it into place are fully put in there, you can't really remove them. So, I didn't put mine in because I kind of want to leave that big hole there for the guys to play around in. Now, you can see that when this is fully folded out, it takes up a lot of real estate on your play table. You've got your Titantron, your ramp, your ring, and a little bit of ringside area that the guys can climb around on. Plus, if you bought some of the figure packs, you'll have some folding tables and monitors you can set up outside the ring. Now, you can see that there's a lot of detail that they've sculpted into these playsets, from the metal work on the Titantron, to the walkway, to the ring, the turnbuckles, the ropes. I mean, for a nerd like me who likes to sit here and play with his toys a lot, it's real easy to let my imagination go wild when playing with these little toys. And there are action features built into the ring, like this turnbuckle. You put the guy on him, you pop the button, he flips off. Hopefully you want to aim them a little bit better, you're going to end up with a tragedy like I had right there. Plus, they have these spring-loaded turnbuckles, so you can pop the guys across the ring. It's kind of pointless and silly, but it's still kind of fun to play with. There's also this super weird action feature where you can make the ramp flip up on the guy, just like it does all the time on Raw, right? Now, the backstage area is full of nutty action feature goodness. Too bad for Bobby Lashley. Maybe he could have had an MMA career if he hadn't walked out on the WWE and been hit by just everything but the kitchen sink on his last day in the company. Who could have been behind it? Who knows? But all we know is they found his beaten, pulverized body by the dumpster. Now, one super neat thing about this playset is when you're all done, you just basically fold all this stuff together, and it just pops right into this one easy-to-carry little form factor. So no fuss, no muss, no little pieces getting lost in the car. It all comes together and you can just carry it away with you. Now, if recreating Raw isn't your thing, we do have this, the Elimination Chamber playset. Folds up to look like this neat WWE, I don't know, stew pot or whatever. But should be noted, it does come with these little fold-away feet, and it does have a stowaway handle. So it's really made to be displayed on your shelf and carried around with you, and then everything just easily folds away when you're ready to play. Now, as easily as all this folds up into this small form factor, there's even more to fold out. Underneath, you'll find the walkway and Titantron HD entryway. There's a fold-out set of steps so your guys can walk right into the Elimination Chamber, and then all these little panels swing out and fold up, and they make the current Titantron HD set. Now, this does come with stickers for SmackDown, not the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, so I guess, in your little play arena, you've got an Elimination Chamber match on SmackDown. That's one heck of a ratings grab there, Vince. And you've got plenty of action features within the Elimination Chamber, like the spring-loaded pod bay doors that pop apart, as well as more of the spring-loaded turnbuckles like we saw in the other playset. My son's two favorite action features were this spring-loaded jump spot and this jump off the top of the pod launcher. Now, the launcher actually doesn't fold up. You have to detach it every time you want to close the lid on the Elimination Chamber, which kind of stinks, but whatever, it's okay. Now, the more I tried to play with this playset in order for this review, the more my son kept coming into the scene. He really loved this Elimination Chamber, and in fact, I even tried to do some more shots of some of the action features, and he just had to get involved. This toy has become the best toy for him to play with, and you know what? I'm fine with that. Any toy that he's willing to play with, I'm willing to play with, is a toy that's a win for everybody.
All right, guys, we are now joined by Dirt after his awesome video review to show us some of the Micro Aggression sets.
All right, now I know we edit these shows together, so it looks like one big fluid thing, but you haven't seen the video yet. You don't know that it's awesome.
I don't know that it's awesome.
It could be the dumbest video we've ever done. This could be the absolute worst video review
I
in the
might watch
history
it.
of that new Toys.
I might watch it and reject it and add something else in there.
You
so
might
that
end up with 6 minutes of thumb wrestling videos because my video was so bad.
And then none of this would even make any sense right now because you'll be like, "What are they doing? That doesn't have anything to do with Scott running around naked."
But whoa, what?
I mean, I don't know. That's the backup video I have in case yours sucks.
Wow. Well, let's hope this doesn't suck then. All right. And 13,000 people on YouTube suddenly switched over to laughing cats. So there we go.
Just turn it off.
All right. So yeah, Micro Aggression playsets. We got 2 of them here. There were 4 altogether, but we have 2 of them. And you have the Elimination Chamber and the Crash and Bash Arena.
Crash and Bash.
And these, I don't know. I don't know about you guys. I love the Micro Aggression guys, the little guys. They were really neat. Of course, it's a line that's dead now because of the transition. But Mattel may bring back something similar.
They might.
They might.
You never know.
Maybe something more in line of a muscle scale or something.
Ooh, you
but
like that.
Regardless, these are still neat toys. And a lot of places you can find these on clearance now, which is great. If you want to pick one of these up, you can find them sometimes
Real
like 10,
cheap,
12
right?
bucks,
Yeah.
which is great. And there's a lot going on these toys. And one thing that I tried to do in the video you haven't seen is get in there and show a bunch of the detail and show a bunch of the neat little accessories and things that they have here. But, you know, let's play with them
Let's
for a minute.
play with them. I'm
All right.
excited. I can't wait.
So they do come, you know, for a nice little carrying package.
Ooh.
So if you got kids or whatever, you just want to carry them around with yourself, you can do that. Pretend like this is your briefcase sitting on the bus. You might scare some people around there. But
carry them to the convention.
So, okay, so we've got this guy here, which is your arena and backstage. And again, you know, all of these pieces flip up and flip out and fold into place.
Oh, a
and
ladder.
everything like that. And then the Elimination Chamber Arena, this thing's pretty cool because you've got the whole, not only do you have the Elimination Chamber, but you have the entryway. If I can get this to flip down. And here, let's move this box out of the way.
These things are kind of...
Yeah, and you've got the brand new
huge.
HD stage that WWE uses folds out here.
Amazing. Is it in HD?
Well, but it's got that look. It's got that HD look, you know, that they have going for it. And, you know, again, everything opens up. There's lots of little pieces, little accessories.
Is that ring bigger than this
things
one?
you can use. That's the size of the ring. There's another arena that has that same size ring.
That one's bigger.
Oh yeah, this one is a little bit bigger.
A little bit bigger.
Yeah. And they all have action features. So, I mean, the entire thing is full of action features. So, for instance, the Elimination Chamber here, if you've got your little guy in there, there's actually a spring-loaded release for him to jump out at him. And now wait, now
because that's how they come out of the elimination.
Yeah.
chamber.
Now I'm gonna hit you with a test here.
All right. Okay.
Okay. Now we've been to Elimination Chamber.
Yes.
Yeah, we've seen Elimination Chambers live in person.
That is correct.
What is wrong with this Elimination Chamber?
The cells aren't in the corners.
Exactly.
They're on the sides.
Exactly. They're on the sides because there's not enough room in this little toy. So they had to put them, you know.
Well, and I like how they just bust through the glass too, instead of there being like an
panel
opening
moves.
door. They're just like, I'm out.
But to be fair, they did put an opening door on the chamber.
Ooh.
So you can have your guys come out on the stage.
Yeah,
and they've got their little buckets of pyro that can pop out. Woo.
Really?
Yeah, there's little pyro buckets
Oh,
there.
that is so cool.
And then they can come down the ramp. They can come up, you know, and then this is what I do. This is like legit. This is what I do with my spare time.
Why not?
Is I set these up and play with them. And I have to do it at night when the kids are asleep because otherwise they...
Because you don't want them to play with.
Well, yeah, these are my
Why-
toys. Screw those guys. So, and you know, there's stuff like here, like you always have a guy hanging out in the corner, right?
Yeah, always.
And then like Kane will come up and be like, I'm going to kill you, Rey Mysterio. And then Rey Mysterio, he's not really out. Whatcha! Just springs right out of the corner.
Booyaka!
So neat stuff like that, just full of these little traps, these little spring-loaded catapults and whatnot. Same here with this arena. You can see that.
What does that do?
Here, let's.
I'm just a sexy boy.
And he's retired. If you look here at the backstage arena here, there's like fake little walls that they can run into, little doors that open that they can get tossed into, little pieces they can get knocked around and the pieces can break and fall over. You know, it's just full of these neat little, like imagine if these were the full size like deluxe wrestlers that they put out, those huge like 7-inch figures. Imagine how big one of these play sets would have to be for those guys. For
one of those,
massive.
Wow.
So they can do a whole lot with these tiny little guys. And you know, I'm just into little guys. You know, what can I say? How tall are you? Never mind. So, married, thank you, not in Illinois. So, and then to be fair, this is the one Raw set that I really didn't like out of all the Raw sets. This is the one that had the trapezoid shape and the funky things on the side.
And the entryway is a death trap.
Because it totally did that on Raw that one time.
Like, oh, that was a really good match. I'm going to walk backstage now. Oh, my God. Oh. That is ridiculous.
And then, you know, you do have this little ladder that they added for whatever reason. It's really just a pyramid, but it's got footholes.
Hold on.
So it's a ladder. See, that's how that works.
I got it.
And there's actually a little compartment underneath here that actually has some extra accessories. There's an announce table, a monitor,
cool.
Extra stuff that you can pull out of there and set up.
But first, it's a Shawn Michaels elbow. He jumped the wrong way.
He just committed suicide, folks. Live television. You never know what you're going to get when you go live.
Wait.
So, you're going to try again?
Shawn Michaels moonsault. Got him. I got him.
I think he kind of crotched himself on the top rope on the way down, but regardless. These are just neat play sets, and again, at the time they came out, they weren't that expensive either. They were like $30, which is a decent price for a play set. But now that you know, Jakks Pacific has lost the license, and Mattel's doing all the figures now, you can pick these up, you know, $10, $12 at a lot of places, and they're just great. I love the little figures. There's a lot of detail that goes into these little guys.
Yeah, crazy enough. I mean, like the eyes are a little.
And you can look at his shirt. His shirt has all the logos and writing on it, just like his actual authentic WWE Shop Zone apparel.
Whoa.
Yeah. So
here comes a spear.
Spit. Or a big hug in the middle of the ring.
I love you, Umaga.
See what I'm saying? Endless entertainment.
I love you, Umaga.
Endless entertainment out of these things. So
Umaga's like, you can't spear me. Spear! Yeah, I got it.
So again, you know, they're easy to fold up and carry with you. You're not going to lose all the pieces. Most of the stuff is built into it, so even though it kind of comes loose a little bit, it's not going to go anywhere because it's all attached to the package, and it's just really a good deal all the way around. I just love these things. You're having more fun than I do normally. You need to get some of these instead of me all the time.
We need Shane O'Mac to jump off the top. These are awesome. Sweet. I kind of want some of these now.
Folds up into a nice food processor shape, so if you want to grate some cheese, you do have the cage there.
That's good. That's good to know.
Make some nachos and things like that. You can crack an egg on it and have the egg whites go through. And okay, so anyway.
Amazing.
I think that's going to do it for a time today on this and our little wrap-up here.
Awesome.
But so hopefully the video is fairly worth it, and hopefully it was good. So
I'm sure it is. I don't want to put Scotty's video up.
Yeah, I don't want to see that either. I don't think anybody does.
Okay, awesome. So let's go ahead and head on over to the fan corner with me and Devall.
Do we have to?
Yeah, we're going to do that now. All right, guys, it's time for this week's fan corner where we will be answering some of our more recent forum questions. So let's go ahead and kick things off with a question from forum member J-Man, who asks, in honor of C2E2, will you guys be attending any other conventions this year? And the answer is yes. We had so much fun. Are you still waving?
Oh, sorry, yeah. Sorry.
We had so much fun at C2E2. We definitely plan to do a lot more conventions this year.
We planned on doing a lot more conventions before C2E2.
We will be at San Diego Comic-Con.
Yes.
Most likely. I mean, that is pretty much like 99% for sure, right?
Yeah.
Okay. San Diego Comic-Con. We will definitely be at Wizard World Chicago in August.
Yep.
Those are the only ones we know for sure set in stone.
I'll be at the Tanner convention here in the next couple weeks.
Tanner convention's coming up. If I could get to Star Wars Celebration 5, I will be at Star Wars Celebration 5. I have no idea if that's feasible. But man, do I want to go.
I think your wife really wants to go to Disney World rather than...
She does really want to go to Disney World. Maybe I could do both at the same time. I don't know. But there you go. Yeah. All right, this is a good question. Here we go. Andy Mort asks, as a kid, did you ever do something to a toy that seemed incredibly inventive at the time, but looking back now as a collector, it makes you cringe? For example, I cut a slit across the back of my Fright Zone monster puppet's mouth so that he could swallow figures, and put a thick layer of silver paint across a Cobra Trooper's face so I'd have a Cobra Commander. This is actually a really good question because I've done this. I have been in this boat. When I was a kid, I liked doing, making my own comic books. Me and my friends used to go out and play superheroes all the time. We never really pretended we were somebody else. We always created our own heroes, and then I would go back home and I would draw comic books, very crudely, mind you. But I would draw comic books, and I got to a point where I decided I wanted my own action figures of these characters we were portraying. So I used to take a hodgepodge of different figures that I thought looked as close to what we would picture ourselves being. And that included G.I. Joes, like I specifically remember a Python Patrol commander, I think, a Python Patrol member of some sort. I took the Shadow figure, the invisible one. I took a bendable Rocketeer figure, I think, at one time. I took a Masters of the Universe Ninjor figure, and I painted these guys all up with this really bad enamel paint, which, as you may not know, enamel paint does not dry very well on plastic action figures.
Hardly at all.
It remains very tacky and very sticky, but this is the paint I had in the house because it's what my dad used for like his models, like his airplanes and his trucks and stuff. So I grabbed a bunch of my dad's model paint, slapped it on some figures really terribly to try to make these characters that I wanted my own, and I thought they were really cool that first night I made them, and then after that just realized I ruined a bunch of my action figures. So, yep, that's my story right there. I have totally done that.
I think the only thing I can think of is I made the mistake of sharing with people I thought was my friends and letting them play with my toys, and the some of my bitches stole them.
That's happened to me too. I've lost several toys and stuff by letting
some of a beach.
So that was a good question, though. Good question. I liked that.
Pixel?
Oh, what are you doing, guy? Ladies and gentlemen,
odd.
it's killing. Yay!
Well, that's odd.
Okay.
Doesn't happen very often.
Oh, okay, here we go. Chato2, one of the guys we met at C2E2. He asks, what are some of the awesome toys you guys got from C2E2? We talked about this briefly earlier in the show. You picked up that Toynami Voltron. I picked up a vintage Star Wars Rancor with his box. Oh, that was.
We found some awesome Palisades Adult Swim figures.
We did for like $2
a piece. Yeah.
We got C-Lab 2021 figures.
I got the Brack Show.
The Brack Show
which
figures.
We're going to have an episode on those here
really
soon.
Cool.
Those are cool.
I picked up this is fun. I actually do a quick little video on this at the show because I always do my thing where I find the really cheap figures. Yeah. I found a Independence Day alien in package for $1, so I grabbed him and I did a review at the convention. That'll be on the site.
That's awesome.
If it's not already up now, you'll see it soon.
I can't say I really picked up any other toys beyond that.
I did.
You did. I mean, I picked up a bunch of DVD sets. New Adventures of He-Man Volume 1, Brave Star Volume 1, Defenders of the Earth Volume 2, the Complete Garfield, and the Calico Cats.
That's kind of cool.
Awesome show.
I got you got me that Japanese Rock Lord. I got that new Clone Wars Ayla Sakura I've been looking for. I picked up a whole set of the miniature Masters of the Universe figures from the 2002 line because I didn't have any of those. I found somebody selling all of them in their box for $2 a piece. Grabbed the whole set. Grabbed all of them, so I have all those now. I picked up one of the God Beast's awesome custom action figures, which is so cool. What else did I get? Oh, I got me a vintage Salacious Crumb to sit on my Jabba's throne. Yep. Thankfully.
Because that was the only piece you were missing,
It was the only piece I was missing from my vintage Jabba, so I picked him up for real cheap.
That's awesome.
I think that's pretty much covers, though, what I got.
I think the person that went home with the most toys was Flava Dave.
Flava Dave bought a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I felt bad for him carrying all those bags around all day, but he got a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
So, but cool,
Except he didn't get the V-Doll he wanted because the guy jacked the price up on him.
Oh, what a jerk. That has totally happened to me before. I hate when they jack.
Hey, remember when that guy was going to sell you a Technodrome and you didn't get it?
Yeah, we don't have to keep bringing that up, do we?
Yeah, it's great.
All right. Chris Vent has a question for each of us.
Okay.
Here we go. Chris Vent says, hold on, he calls you Devall and put, yeah, that's right. So you're Devall now. When are you going to do your Muppets follow-up video?
Dude, it's too soon, Chris. You have no idea. Like, putting that video together...
We just put the other video together last week.
Putting that video together is probably one of the hardest videos I've ever had to put together because there was so much information, and I knew I wanted to cover so much stuff, and I was like, I got to cut this way down because The first cut I had put together was like 42 minutes. I'm not kidding you.
And then the question he asked me is, when will you have the Optic and Titus reviews? Everybody's always asking me that, like I just know when those are coming in the mail.
Well, Optic may be here soon.
Here's the thing.
May be here soon.
As of recording this, I'm pretty sure Optic's sitting at home in a box right now. So by the time this is up, Optic's probably already up. I don't know about Titus. But trust me, as soon as I have these figures, I work on the reviews, and you guys see them. So.
That may mean even new Ghostbusters figures, too.
We might.
Yeah, we might. You never know.
I don't know what Mattel sends until I get it.
They surprise us every time.
They do. Cool. All right, guys. Well, as always, if you want to ask us some forum questions or you got some fan art or videos or anything like that you want to send to us, head on over to popculturenetwork.com and sign up for the forums. Post it right there for us. It's the best way to get it to us. And I think that is going to wrap up this week's episode of That New Toy
That
Smell.
sounded really dirty for a second. It's I heard it's the best way to give it to us. I was very frightened.
I said get it to us.
I realize that now, but man, was I scared for a second.
You're a strange guy. All right, until next week, guys, I'm Pixel Dan.
I'm Devall.
We'll see you then.